Oh my God, there you are. Oh my God.
What time do I find you? We're not doing a 3 a.m.
No. It is 9 a.m. We're nice and refreshed. It's
You
great.
see?
The sun is
We've
shining.
lived and learned.
I was full going to do like middle of the night for you last week. If we were going to do, I'm down. I would have done it. You were like, absolutely not.
You were. You were gonna be like, and I will wake up at 3. I'll see you at 3. I'm like, Adam, no.
You're like, and I'm canceling the interview. Get out of my way.
Mental health comes first.
I know. But I told you you were worth it. Like, I'll do it for you. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I would have done it, but you know.
This is fantastic. I've got a lazy afternoon, Friday. It's sunny. I got to do my hair because we pushed our appointment. Just
oh, beautiful.
Just
see?
for you. Just for you.
I'm on it. I love our date night. Someone, as soon as you said it on the live, I went onto my Twitter and was like, "Are you doing an interview with Jess?" I'm like, mm-hmm. But heard it here. She said, "Date night. It's date night."
And it would have just been rolling straight into the live with you.
Oh yeah, literally.
We have just kept this party going.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly.
But so I want to hear. I have been so good, but I want to hear your reactions about season 3. We have so much to catch up on.
There's so much to unpack. There is.
I'm ready for your questions. All of them. Come at me.
Listen, okay, first of all, if you're the people watching this video, all of my bitches, this is my intro, like whatever, there's no intro because like this is me and Jess. But all of my bitches, hey guys, welcome to a brand new chat with the one and only Jessica Sutton, who plays Tally on Motherland, Fort Salem. Clearly, you know her, obviously. Why would you be here if you didn't know who this amazing woman is? Okay. Obviously, people have come to this video wondering, we're going to talk about the Talder kiss first and foremost, the off-screen kiss, because when I tell you, so okay, let me give you a bit of backstory to how I found this photo.
Please, yes, backstory.
So I literally, when I watched the episode 9, I was like, and you had the scene with Lynn, I was like, this would have been the perfect, like, you know, kiss, because like Taylor was gonna go after her, you know, she was like, I'll go with you, like take me with you, and like this, and like, you know, you both look stunning with the dresses, like everything.
I know,
like that, I know. Like everything, it was like, mwah. I was like, thank you, like delivering, like it was beautiful. I was like, this would have been the perfect moment, like if I had to, like I'm just saying. And then, you know, but I'm like, they'll never do it. So then I woke up the next morning, went onto Twitter. The first thing I see is this photo. I thought it was photoshopped. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was fake. I'm like, that was a pretty good edit.
Really?
Edit.
We knew we were gonna surprise people. That's why we did it, Adam. That is why we did it. Also because it had just been, you know, 3 seasons of teasers.
Yeah.
Titillation and teasers. So we had to. And if it wasn't gonna be in the ice cave, we found ourselves at the wedding.
Yeah.
Again, very close encounters, but we were like, you know what, it's a wedding, I gotta kiss my wife.
Yep. And you broke the internet, let me tell you. Right, it was like because I thought it was edited, right? So then I went to your I kept scrolling.
I bet that that was, my brother did the same. He was like, was this is this you? Is that
literally
you and your co-star?
I love it.
Well, Lynn and I, we wanted to pay tribute to the TALDER fans.
Yeah.
And this implicit canon, and you know, sexiness is always subtlety for Lynn and I. So it was just a kind of a tilt of the hat and a wink.
Were you initiated? Were you like, hey, Lynn, like, let's do this? Or was Lynn like, we should do this? Or like,
oh, yes. No. We had tried to bait every director of whatever episode. I remember having various conversations with Jem. I think we pitched it to Amanda. And basically everyone came back with, you know, this relationship is so complex and nuanced, and we just don't want a kiss to overshadow, you know, the story and the layers, and so we're like, okay, fine. And then Lynn was like, do we get a forehead touch? Can I stroke her face like as a throwback to Ep 8 in season 1? And I'm like, and that was given. So there were wins. There were small wins. Yeah. And then I mean, we got a wealth of material in terms of like the scenes that we got to act out in all of the final season. For our characters in particular, I think that was what makes the ice cave. I say this is my favorite moment in season 3. It's a pinnacle for me because it literally felt like a completion and a closure for the Talia and Alder arc. And we were just like brimming with emotion. Both Lynn and I were just like streaming down every day going, wow, this is full circle for these characters. But we also had to, you know, it was also quite a strange, funky thing that Lynn had to take on, being that she had to portray a new Alder, which of course for an actor is like gold. You know, you've got so many ideas and where to take it, but now you're also taking this like legendary character and basically making her an avatar of the goddess mother Mycelium. So I also think that was the reservation behind like not doing an on-screen kiss, because it's not really Alder. It's the mother. Dressed as Alder with her face and body.
It was like half. It was like all the memories, like it was still Alder, but it wasn't. Like I get, you know, like fair enough. But
that's why Lynn brought in that beautiful like levity, and there was so much comedy. And a few lines didn't make the cut, which we were bummed about.
But what lines?
But it was
lines?
So, two of my favorites. Ep 3, there's this great sexy moment while I'm stripping off and dancing to Elaine's song in my little horse jumper sweater thing. And I lean over to Alder. And then I say, you want to dance? And she kind of is like quite taken aback by this and is like, thinks about it, maybe later. And then I kind of spin off. So that was going to be awesome. And I remember when I did it, Jem, our director, gosh, they were like, woo, okay. It's going down. So there was quite a lot of spice, but it was awesome. And I did that to Ashley as well, because she was just like, what are you guys laughing about? Include me. And Lynn just says, okay, sit in the chair. Jess, show her what you're going to do to me. And so I did it. And I just remember Ash's reaction was, Jessie.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh, but I also loved that episode, even though the set location was very much in this cute but cramped bar. And take after take, we were dancing with exuberance, and I was dripping with, I'm a face sweater, so I just like sweat off my makeup, all of my makeup. That's why the layers had to be peeled off. And I think by the time Ash and I were into our coverage of, you know, just the flirtatious fun that we were having together, that was also such a cherished moment. We loved that. And Tony, Tony dancing to anything. Can we just? Yeah,
literally. It was like such a, I love that scene so much, because I was like, it was like a good way to just like let, you know, have a bit of fun for, like, because it's such a serious storyline, but like you gotta have a scene where it was just like, you know, Hale was let down, you got to let loose a little bit, you know. It was just such a fun, it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
I have to say this, between you and me, I I don't mind confessing this now.
You mean between you, me, and other people?
Yeah, all the other people listening. You see, you just disarm me, Adam. You disarm me. For my prep the day before, just for some courage, I was watching some Patrick Swayze and Dirty Dancing,
Oh yeah.
and there's like great hair flick moment, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna do this, and actually, it worked. And the take that they used, I know it was the best one.
Yeah.
It just like everything flowed together. So yeah, that was my little prep for that. Oh man, that was a lot of fun and needed. Because also we were dealing with just having had Tay's injury happen, and everyone was kind of shaken. I remember going into 3 not really knowing that the script was going to change.
Yeah, of course.
And Jem, like, bless them, they were like, boots on the ground, we're gonna just pull together, we're stronger together, we're gonna do this. And yeah, everyone came to the table. So yeah, props to an incredible team. It really takes a community, but a particular kind of community, because I think in this industry in particular, there's the best and worst of collaboration. And I think when the shit hits the fan, as it does, as life comes and goes and ebbs and flows,
yeah,
you find no lack of challenge, or should I say opportunity, to really make the best or the worst of it. And everyone's character really comes to the surface when things are tough, and everyone's just got to show up. I think the showing up is what makes the magic happen. It's like, can we control the outcome? No. But are we still going to show up? Hell yes.
Exactly right.
So that was the feeling outside of the chaos, the heart space that we operated from every day, no matter what anyone else was going through in their private, personal lives, was like, this is all about the show, making the best season yet. Despite the odds, we're going to pull this off. We don't know how, and that's okay. It's going to like reveal itself. So there was a weird, beautiful, like, alignment of life imitating art.
Yeah.
Because the show is all about hope and faith and trust, right? Trust in the mystery.
Yeah, exactly right.
And that was also how the shooting experience felt, was tremendous trust in one another and in the creative process to just take us to the finish line.
Exactly.
But wow,
that's
the
exactly
endurance,
yeah,
the endurance, the resilience, the fortitude that I witnessed. I wish that I could have had a camera to capture that, because that's something that I'm never going to forget. I'm going to take with me throughout my career, was just having the privilege to stand in a position where I could actually see leaders like Amanda Tapping. I mean, Amalia said it in her post, legendary leadership. And I'm just going to co-sign her on that.
Yeah.
Legendary indeed. So grateful for the captaining and the championing that she was for our season. So yeah. And then I'm gonna come. You see, I'm segueing all the way
I'm just
around.
I'm just gonna let you talk, because like this is like
I'm coming back. I'm reining myself in.
No,
back to
go. Okay, you go.
Not only Ep3, that was just that beat, and then there was another beautiful line emitted where we're in the ice cave and we're about halfway in, and we're kind of barricaded by another wall of ice, and we are contemplating whether to wind strike this or not. But then, is the cave gonna fall or whatever? And Ola looks over at Tally and says, "What, you didn't bring your ice pick?" There is this moment when I wish I had made it, because it was something about her delivery. Like, I knew the line that was coming, but the way she delivered it was so on point, like comedic perfection. I didn't even know how to react. I think my face was like just
You wanted her to slam you against that wall, right? Don't lie. You were like, "Mummy, sorry."
Like I didn't bring an ice pick, but I got something else for you. Oh, we just, but that is also the, you know, the mastery and mystery of Lynn Renee. Like when you're working opposite somebody who has got such control and of her craft and of what she brings in terms of the power of presence.
Yeah, literally though. Like even me watching her on screen, like I'm just like, how did you do it? I would have passed. I would collapse. I'm sorry. I would have collapsed. I'm weak. I would have collapsed. You're strong. Like
when I text her, I try keep a finger on the pulse of all the things that she's auditioning for, just so that I can try and like ask my team, hey, can I like audition for this? Is there a role?
Love interest?
Anything, Adam, anything. Anything. Because she's just, yeah, one of my favorite people to act opposite. And it's like a tennis match, you know?
Yeah, it is. You're right. It's back and forth.
My tennis partner. Yeah,
yeah,
she serves.
And that is why Lou, that's why you're, because I didn't think anybody expected the chemistry between you and Lynn to like skyrocket, because like the community.
You know what? I say that to Lynn. I say, did you, you know, when we were hearing the surfacing of the Talder hashtag, we were both kind of like quizzical. We were like, what is that? And then had to have, I think it was Tay who explained to us, no, that this is they're shipping you guys, you know, they want a relationship to happen. And we were like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I said, but I remember Lynn saying, that's not surprising. And I said, oh yeah. And she's like, yeah, of course it's not. She's like, because you and I, baby, you know, we have such intensity in terms of also the way that we like to work as actors. You know, we're very devoted to our practice and our discipline, and we take our purpose really seriously. And when we come to work, we come to work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I think there was just that instant respect. Like, you know, we didn't have to talk about it. It was just a genuine understanding.
Yeah.
Between two professionals. And then our love for each other just blossomed and bloomed as we fell in love with the characters. And I think just generally the whole cast is taken aback by how profound the show, creating it, the process of making it moved our lives in directions that we could not have known. And the people who we got to cross paths with, it just felt like the whole universe was giving us a squeeze. That's how I felt, like a big hug. And we were just being embraced by each other, by the story. And we were continuously saying, you know, how serendipitous is this? How fortuitous is this that there should be similarities in characters of a fictitious world, yet there's so many parallel lines that we can draw.
Yeah.
And all of our conversations were so healing. Yeah, that's probably going to be what I most treasure and what I most miss right now.
Yeah. I want to give you a hug. I wish I could hug you, but like,
oh, I'm gonna.
I want to hug
you. One day we will be together in person, and this chat will happen.
Oh yes, it's gonna happen, and you'll remember that you're in Vancouver, not Toronto.
Oh my gosh! Don't remind me of that.
Okay, for context, she doesn't know about this. Obviously, no one knows about this. So I was in Toronto recently, right? And I thought Jess was also in Toronto. So I messaged Jess saying, hey girl, are you in Toronto? If you are, let's catch up. And she's like, yeah, I'm in Toronto. Like, you know, I might have a couple of days. I'll let you know. Turns out she was actually in Vancouver the whole time. I was literally wetting myself.
Don't ask.
So
where
funny.
my head was at. Okay.
I love it.
I have no lack of excuse.
No,
I
I
have
love
been
it.
dealing with so much immigration stress that I think my brain kind of took another vacation.
Yeah.
Somewhere between when I got back from South Africa and when I was kind of resettling into life here, you messaged me and I was just like, yeah.
Yeah. I love it. We were so close to
Yes.
doing a reaction together, but alas, she was in Vancouver. But I was laughing. It was the funniest thing. I love you. Like,
I love you.
I love it. I just. What do I
But
say?
what a time. Also, you know what? Like, I have all of my favorite people just like scattered far and wide now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm working triple, quadruple time zones sometimes in one day.
Yeah.
South Africa is brutal, 9 hours ahead. So
Oof.
I'm continuously doing that for my family.
Yeah.
What are you to me? You're like a whole day
like,
plus.
yeah, like I'm like, it's what, 9:30. So like it's like a whole like half a day, like
a
12
whole
hours
half a
or
day.
something, like more than half a day. Like
Time is a trip.
16 hours or something, like more. I don't know, but like it's
Mind
just
imploding.
it's insane. Like same with you. Like I got friends like all over the place. I was like, so when it was because I met Arlen in Toronto, she happened to be in Toronto too. So she's like, come and so we met up and we got some boba tea together. It was so cute. Everyone's so sweet. But like, oh,
another favorite person of mine, and Candace, and Tay, and Ash, and Kat, and.
It's always I'm like, I cannot.
I was thinking there was a someone tweeted the other day, I think it was part of Ep6 where the book club. And I'm like, somewhere that seeded the idea in me that I was like, how do we keep this going? Like, how can I meet these women in one city and have the excuse to have amazing conversation?
Yeah.
Would a book club virtually be possible? Could that
a
thing? I mean, yeah, because that's literally what it was every day on set. It was either going to be like a book reference from Tay, or Kat put me on to Dead Eyes, which is a podcast I would recommend to anyone. It is fantastic. And without going into too much about it, it's about failure and how to see it, what to make of it.
Okay.
And to talk about it in a way that's, you know, where one steps into their ownership and reclaiming the story, looking at and this is again quoting Lynn Renee, it's never rejection, it's protection. And I love that. I was like, it definitely challenges how you feel when you receive a no. Like, it's never great to necessarily receive a no or a closed door.
Yeah.
But it's a question of how can I see this challenge or obstacle as a opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
And that I'm holding that really close these days. I really love that. I think it's liberated me in terms of also how I can create. I find myself when I'm not scared of failing, falling, learning, I can go into creating with a lot more joy and just for the fun of it and to learn. And may that, you know, just the learning be the sake of why I'm doing it in the first place. Yeah. So I remind myself a lot, because you can get swept up in, you know, performing, perfecting, pleasing, and wanting to have a polished product instead of just really loving the process.
Exactly. That's why I think season 3 was like, it was, you got, see, this is the thing about this show, right? Like, you guys have so much fun on set. You're all obviously best friends in real life. But like, it's the community that you guys, it's just, it hits differently. I think I've said this before to other people and to you last time, but like, just having, it's what you guys have is something special, and you don't get that often on many, like, so you do on some shows, but like, it's special. Like the community you guys created, and it's just, you don't get that, you know, it's magic.
It's true. It's true. Now, like, a year, 2 years ago, I would have said, no, we're not that special. No, like it's not, is it? And what happened as a result of me saying that, I remember Lynn, Demetria, I remember even past the cast, the crew coming to say, no, this is really rare.
Yeah.
And having just listening into their conversation about, you know, previous shows that they were a part of, and that experience not being anything remotely close to this. And I thought, oh, I mean, I had nothing to compare it to, right? This is my first TV show. So yeah, going in, you think, oh, this is what it must be like.
The bar's
this must
high now.
be
Like the bar said high after your first.
It's real high.
It's
Adam.
high. Like, how the fuck
like,
you gonna come down from that? Like, girl, are you serious?
It's like I've won the Oscar, Emmy, in terms of the people I got to work with, and yeah, it's a sobering thought. But you know what? I don't dread the next thing. I'm going into it going. I've tasted the creme de la creme, and I now know how wholesome it can be. And I have started to realize that it's also my responsibility in creating, and this is something that Tay taught me, creating the set and the space, and Amanda Tapping as well. My gosh, what a space setter she is. She really sets the table. And as a leader, you have to take control in a way that you go, okay, I'm the host here, and there's one captain, but we are all kind of co-responsible for bringing our best selves every day, no matter what life throws at us. And as an actor, being able to just have so many points of reference, people who were just showing by example, they were just doing it. They weren't talking about it. They were literally just showing the way. I was just absorbing. I was like a sponge. This is the kind of actor I want to be. This is the kind of professional. This is the kind of woman. This is the kind of leader. So there was no lack of incredible positive impact on my life personally. That's why I feel like I won the lottery. That's why I say, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, to have this as a job, something that brings me such immense joy. But what an education, what a classroom. And Tay started calling it her graduation, because we both didn't go to university, and we ended up going from high school into the weird, wide, mad world. And we ended up finding a kind of graduation in this show, because we all feel like we've grown up together and have learned from one another. And so yeah, Motherland, Fort Salem, our boot camp, our 4-year graduation.
That's it. I love it.
Seriously,
I love it.
Yeah, in craft as well as substance, you know, on and off.
Exactly. It's just special. Like, I just wish you guys had another season, because like I love, that's a whole other thing, but like I just, oh my god, I don't even know what questions I'm asking at this point, because I'm just like, we're just talking. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
you can slide them in. Take.
Oh girl,
I'm yours. I am yours,
honey.
I know that I'm one to just, I can talk. Oh boy, can I talk.
Oh girl, I prepared for that. I was like, honey,
on and on.
Like, even my time.
You know what it is, Adam? Is that I am stoked about life. Like, I am a person who's always been so enthusiastic about life.
Yeah.
Like, from a little girl, I was like, I am alive. And it's a lot. Like, don't get me wrong. It's like, it's a trip to be here. But is anyone else just like absolutely captivated by how beautiful everything is? And that was one of the reasons that Tally jumped out of the page, the living exclamation mark. I was like, yeah, I know something about that.
She's so, has all that positive energy. She just has that great outlook on life. She just radiates positivity, and she's just such a ball of sunshine. And that's why I was drawn to her too, because like me, like I always try and be like a positive person. I always try and like, you know, have a good outlook on life and everything. And like, that's why I was drawn to your character, because I was like, I can relate. Like, she's just so happy, and she's just, you know,
But enthusiasm gets a bad rep, you know. There is that kind of side of going, oh, you know, you're too naive. This is too much. You're too sensitive. You care too much. You're letting things affect you. And there's this book another book that I've just finished reading, called The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, and it is fantastic. It's given me a dictionary of a whole lot of new words that I didn't even know I needed words for, you know, to describe these states of being. But in the book somewhere it says, you know, never apologize for caring, because it means that you let the world under your skin. And I'm like, yes,
that's exactly right. That's exactly
yes,
right. Like,
that's it. And oh man, there's so many. I'll find the book and read a quote. We'll end that on a quote read. In terms of enthusiasm being something that we have to tamp it down, or that it's uncool. Oh my gosh, you know, I think a lot of, like, watching my cousins now. So I've got 13 younger cousins, and I'm the oldest.
Wow. Yeah.
So I got some really interesting windows, just to watch them. And it reminds me of how I felt, especially in primary school and high school, and that feeling of you're just so longing to belong, and you're trying to, like, I don't know, represent cool, whatever that is. And
you always try and want to be the popular, not the popular kid, but you want to fit in. You want to, you know, and you see a popular kid.
You're influenced. You're so influenced and impressionable, and wanting to just like rock the crowd. And I get it. And I was like that so much. I was capping so much of my, what just made me, my authenticity, my quirkiness. I don't love that word quirk, but
the uniqueness. Uniqueness? Can we say uniqueness?
Yeah, uniqueness. But I'm trying to repurpose the quirk.
Good. Quirkiness is a bad word. Quirkiness is a good word. We got to embrace it. Like, that's it.
You know what it is? It's like it's an offbeat. There's something surprising and endearing about that person. You can't quite put your finger on it. They're unpredictable, and you wouldn't say they're safe. You wouldn't describe them as cool.
Yeah.
But my definition of cool has come to mean like nothing touches you. Yeah. And I feel like that must be the loneliest person in the world then. Because honestly, you are untouchable. And why would you want to be unbreakable and untouchable? Life is to be,
it's lonely up there.
You know, like, let in.
Exactly.
But you know you're gonna get your heart broken, and you're gonna look uncool sometimes, and I don't know. So Tally was also just like a huge love letter to my inner child, and also maybe coming to see that playing the fool, that loving the world and letting it under your skin and having your heart broken is all worth it.
Yeah.
Because you live it. You lived everything then. You're open.
Exactly. Yeah, that's so true. This is so true. I love how deep this is getting. Like, I actually love it. Like, this is like my favorite. I'm just like, yes, yes.
Like, we're going in deep.
No, but that's what I love. Like I love this stuff. I love going really, you know, deep into it. Like, it's such a interesting and like thoughtful conversation, and like you don't really get that.
Might as well, Adam.
Exactly, you might as well, because some people don't, you know. I like, we will talk about the show, whatever, but like I love when you get into these real deep, you know, dark conversations, and it's like the real conversations. That's just. It's so interesting to me personally to like hear your perspective, and you know, it's just, and like you as a person, I'm so drawn to you. Your energy is just, I love you. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like,
I see you.
Like,
how I'm going to say it.
Like,
I see you, and I know you see me.
Oh yeah.
I feel seen by you, and I think that's, you know, what Lynn and I were trying to say. What is chemistry at the end of the day, and what is connection? If it is not, I see you, I see you, I see
exactly
you.
Right. That exact connect. That's why I was so excited to do this, because I'm like, we had that connection. When I'm just like, you get it, you know. Like, it's I could talk to you for hours. That's why we just talk, because I can listen to you talk for ages. Like, I could, like, I'm not joking.
Adam, no, you couldn't. You know, I would get sick of me. I would get sick. I know eventually if I talk long enough, I don't get to clarity, and
So
just
that friends
and
who like have all these different tangents, but you still get back to the point at the end, and that's what I love
I
about you.
eventually will. I take the detour, always the freaking scenic
But
route.
they're the
I'm
best
like, but look at
conversations.
this.
They're the best conversations though, because I'm just like you talk
I
about one
love
thing,
you.
like you go here, and I'm like, oh my god, it's a detour. It's the best detour ever. Like
That's what my
it's
podcast should be named. Detour with Jess.
that is a
Detour life.
name. That is a
I
great.
want to. You know what a dream job would be? Something like Anthony Bourdain's job. I mean, no one can replace him.
Yeah.
But having some kind of cooking, eating, traveling show, presenting something like that would be so freaking
You know,
cool.
you doing that would be just like how will people
It
not?
would be a lot.
It would be so good. That would have to be like, okay, we're like the cameras, like this is there will be so many, like so much footage. I'm just like, would you
Gonna
be that
pitch
type of person, like
DC.
you like walk down the street and like get distracted by all the shops? Oh my god, and you go over to this shop, then you go to that shop, and then you'll be like, oh, this is really cute, and then like you just be like everywhere.
Everywhere, all at once, all the time.
Oh, that's it.
Okay, how about you? How about, because you know we can talk about this. We can talk about life in all its depth and complexity.
We can.
Do you want to speed date me through some of your questions, and then I will probably just start going off in a philosophical tangent anyway at some point.
Yeah,
But at least you'll get all of. I want to do this. Okay.
like
Text me, Adam.
let me tell you, I only have the questions in case you know, but like just like a backup, like the chat is, or, you know,
Oh,
it's like as long as I covered, girl, as long as I covered the Talder picture, I'm good. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, let me be asked the first thing, because like that's the one. Because I mean, obviously the Talder fans are like, you have to ask the questions. I'm like, I'll ask the questions. Like, don't you worry. Because I think one of my yes.
There's also maybe something that I can tease very soon, but there's going to be another collaboration coming up between Lynn and I. So yes, I can't say anything more, but I'm just gonna start like planting seeds now. Now that I can do it, I'm going.
God.
But I'm so excited because it's going to, I think, give a lot of. It's going to give a special insight and a special window into, who Lynn and I are and what we're about. And we're basically just pulling everything in closer. And we both have been feeling so, just really vulnerable. I think that's the right word for it. Just being vulnerable to the community, the show. Beginning and endings tend to kind of peel back your layers, right? It's just like, you know, that you're shedding new skin, and there's a lot of questions that we're just living at the moment.
Yeah.
And I don't believe anything's accidental anymore. Everything just feels really
I'm so excited. Like whatever it is, like honestly, I'm like literally text Lynn and be like, Lynn, here's the Zoom link, get on this call and be like, hey, but like I'm
well, yes, no, when we're ready to promote, we will.
Oh, see, now the Talder fans are gonna go crazy after they find this out. They'll be like, "What?"
Oh yes.
Like,
well, no, I think it's just been this organic, beautiful thing, our relationship, you know. But what she means to me off screen, our friendship and the mentorship that I've received from her. That's so I think about who Jess was 4 years ago and where I am now, and in particular, like the whole owning. Well, how would we say it? Waking the Witch, right? Was our kind of punchline in season 1, and it was all about stepping into one's power, voice, representation, visibility. And what does that look like to you in your life? Like we're portraying a world, and of course it's a story showing many facets and holding and hosting many conversations that are really important. And I always find with the best stories, you can watch something or read something, whether it's a poem or a book, and it lives with you. You know, have you ever had that happen to you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it kind of just, you know, you want to shake it off. You want to be like, okay, yeah, great. And then it just kind of stays and it stays and it lingers and it lingers. And I
Yeah.
always know, I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I'm about to change. I'm about to evolve because I
Yep.
think it's hit something in me.
And you can't
I
not
probably didn't even know was there. I didn't even know was there. It's like we have this whole internal landscape within us.
yeah,
These
it changes
invisible,
everything. It changes
yeah,
everything. And you're like, shit,
yeah.
I don't embrace this. It's either you're gonna regret not embracing it, and then you're just gonna, it's just gonna keep coming back to you. And if you don't do something about it, like,
Also, like I really find Western cultures, you know, we are collectively quite poor in in having rituals that like around thresholds. Like, you know, we have the birthday threshold. Everyone's good at celebrating the birthdays, you know, coming of a new year. But, you know, where's the threshold ritual for entering a new phase in your life?
yeah,
Whether that is coming out of a divorce, losing a child, losing a friend, making a new friend,
yeah,
um, deciding to start a family, a new career, a new creative project. Like we need rituals in our lives. These you know touchstones. And if there's one thing that I was so, I mean, can I say it's just the one thing? Probably not. Can't really say it down, whittling it down to one thing, but
yeah.
being around the cast as a coven, I started adopting certain rituals from Lynn, from Tay, in particular, about how they were just welcoming a new thresholds. And we were going through really big shifts in our personal lives and our professional lives while we were shooting the show. And to be able to just talk about it, to be like, so there's this shift that's happening in me. And I don't think you can see it. Like it's not
Yeah.
visible. It's not
Yeah,
out there in the
it's an
world.
internal thing. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not like suddenly pregnant. You know, you're not gonna see, you're not gonna see this, but it
Yeah.
feels as big and as profound as that. And I am needing acknowledgement, and I'm needing to talk about it, and I'm needing to celebrate it or grieve it or something. But I want my woman around me, and I need friends who are gonna hold me free. And that was the feeling that we wanted to bring to like our sacred space when we were creating at work, was that feeling that we can be totally honest, transparent, and while we were doing a job, there was always space to be like, hey, you know, we're looking after each other, we're checking in, we're going, are you having a bad day, a good day, celebrating, holding each other, sitting in silence, whatever it is, whatever is needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a shorthand that we developed over 4 years, because that's inevitably kind of what happens when you get to know somebody for any length of time. You start creating your own like secret language with them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's like your little inside thing. Like no one else gets it.
Inside.
Like only,
No one else gets
no
it.
one else gets it. And they're like, if
And,
they, they don't get it.
and I mean, personally, you know that I immigrated countries.
Mm.
I was thinking about the post that I made for the finale, and it was an outpouring love letter. And I was just thinking about all the things that I've had to, of all the evolutions that I've gone through, from the red hair to adopting a new city as a home, in, American accent, using words like, pass me the Kleenex and
Yeah.
where's the creamer? I mean, like, that's not even, like, I don't even, what? As a South African, you're like, you're going, are you speaking English? I mean,
Like,
I
who
think
am
you
I?
are, but
What's happening?
where am I?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yesterday I passed my road test. I had
Oh,
to
wow.
do,
Congratulations.
thank you. it's like
That's
the
awesome.
last kind of box tick for me to really be like settled and integrated here into
Yeah.
this hemisphere. And I was, it was 2 years of me going, oh gosh, I can't believe that I have to do this. And there was a lot of resistance around it, going like, just because I'm, from a third world country, like, why can't you recognize my driver's license? I've been driving for 10 years. I'm a responsible
Exactly. You know how
individual.
to drive. Like, like,
I
hello.
know how to drive.
I do this every day.
It's it's like me also just making the same debate with crossing any border at this point. It's like,
Yeah.
I know I have a South African passport, but I've played a warrior American fighting witch for a very long time, and I want to cross over to America for a convention or a press thing. Let me through.
I am Jessica Sutton. Do you know who I am? Like,
if only that's the way it worked. But
no, I wish, if only.
but
But
of course, these have been my invitations to learn and to grow, and to be able to share that with my coven, with my cast while shooting this show. Is like,
yeah,
I'm so grateful, because it really does make the difference, like having a community, people to go to just share and hold you while you're going through stuff that they might not even understand. And guess what, they don't even need to.
yeah,
You
they just
don't.
support you, and that's it. Like that, you have these girls, and that's it. Like, well, no
Yeah.
matter what, like they're your ride or dies, literally.
Shooting life is like it's really strange, it's really intense. It's kind of like going underwater. Like, that's how I explain it, because you get washed back up onto the shore of your normal life after like 7 or 9 months of shooting, and no one has seen you. Like, your love life beyond work is like dormant. Like, everyone I know, I kind of send them a little like pre-text going, hi guys, I'm about to start shooting, I love you all so much, but I will see you on the other I will see you on the other side, because literally it is like I go under. And
You commit to it, and then like,
but
they know you.
I mean, I would love to say that that's, I mean, it is my level of commitment. I go 110%. I am so committed, and I so participate in every aspect of it. That's what I love. I love my job. I love the work, everything about it. That's it. The nature of the work is so destabilizing. There's nothing safe, predictable. You are rumbling and rolling, and I love that. It sounds crazy. I probably sound mad.
No.
But you join the circus for a bit, and you kind of, you lose yourself to find yourself again. And
I love that.
It's really, every project that I've ever been a part of, and I can say this, good or bad, high budget, low budget, everything in between, any creative collaboration that I've gone into and participated in, I've come out of more whole.
Yeah.
Like, I've found more pieces in me, invisible, of course, I didn't know was there until I was like, oh yes, this is why I needed to work with you, or that's why I needed to read that story or make that film, or
it was like that. Like, yeah, this is why. Like, oh, that's why. Like, yeah.
As my brother always says, everything makes sense in reverse.
Yeah.
In the moment of it, you're like, what? What am I doing here?
It's so true, because all these stepping stones, you're like, why is this happening? But like, it doesn't make sense until later on. Then when you look back, you're like, oh shit, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here, or like whatever, 100%. I get that. Yeah.
And anytime you've ever taken a risk, that the moment that you trade your comfort, you're about to leave your comfort for discomfort, what you are risking is change. You're about to change. You're saying, okay, come at me, world. I'm going to leave behind what I know and open my arms wide open for all that I don't know. And there's so much that we don't know. But yeah, I mean, I know that there are times in my life where I get scared and I close my eyes, and I don't want to open them. The world's too much. It's spinning too fast, and we're all really sensitive, and we have moments in all of this living that brings us to our knees and make us feel small and lost and certain of ourselves. And that's when we need to reach out and draw someone in, a community, but it could also just be, a really good, noble friend.
Yeah.
Will be honest with you. So I feel like, so again, coming back to winning the jackpot of all is not just like the community that I found in making this show, but the community beyond, the invisible, visible, global mycelial network of the fan community.
Yeah, I like that.
It was all because look, online's a funky thing, and I'm not a tech savvy person, so I was pretty like suspicious of social media for the longest time. I just didn't know how to interact with it. I didn't know how to be on it.
It can be a lot. It can be a lot.
And I do think it's a lot. I mean, there's no safety on it at all. You're kind of like a baby with a
You got like training wheels.
With a tool, but it could be a weapon. Like the tool could be a weapon as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
depending on how you use it.
Exactly. It could be something great or it could be something dangerous.
It just depends. Depends.
Yeah.
And I think I stepped away with it going, oh, I think I'm going to need a lot more self-awareness before this baby picks up this tool.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it took me an extra beat to really embrace it, because it scared me to be vulnerable. I mean, Lynn and I were talking about this the other day, about just exposing yourself to risk is I mean, it's so part and parcel of life, and especially the artful way of life. If you're an artist and you love creating anything from nothing, you're constantly having to do this dance with risk and kind of put aside mastery for mystery and be like, okay, I have to humble myself and learn. So yeah, the fundraiser that I'm involved with, that has been, 4 weeks of just, gosh, I can't put into words what I feel, Adam. I can't, because it does. One of
my questions. I was like going to ask you about this anyway. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, that's amazing. Like, what you're doing is incredible. Like, seriously.
But the thing is, it's not even what I'm doing. Like, I feel like, yes, I know I've got a role in it, and it's a new role.
You're like a little, you're like a little part in like a whole big thing, but you're like, it's like you think it's like a little part of it, but like, like I'm not doing.
I have a team. I have a team of 4 that have been a part of the fan community, but in their own right are like, an event organizer, a lawyer, and a social media guru. And, these women have come together, and it's like, we want to help you because we care about this organization. And is there anything, what can we do for you? Like, that's literally how they opened the floor. And I was like, well, this is, I don't know. I've never thought about something like this.
Holy shit. Like, you wouldn't have thought this would happen. Like, you didn't like, this is insane.
No.
Like, what the hell?
And Karina, the founder of the Smiling One organization, my friend, she had never done a fundraiser for her organization. She had always really rallied and championed the organization by herself. Yeah. She had, almost little to no government support. And so she was kind of used to just being out in the wilderness by herself, doing what she does. But yeah, doing it mostly alone. And then her work totally turned me inside out. Our private sessions that I just couldn't help but get obviously more and more curious about how she applied what I had experienced privately, publicly. And once witnessing that, I was like, I'm in. What do I do? How can I help? And I was the one going, okay, what can I do for you? And so, yeah, I just organically flowed into this beautiful fundraiser. And I milked my dimple for all that it was worth. I'm like, let's do it. If it's called the Smiling One, come on.
Exactly. You have the best smile. You may as well get some use out of it. Like, make it, girl.
My smile is literally half of my face. It's just like forehead smile.
It's a beautiful smile, okay? It's a beautiful smile. Shut up. Okay.
Well, I'm smiling. inside, outside, just I can't believe how brilliant life is right now.
Yeah.